What's up, dudes and dudettes out in Nerf land? This is your man, Evan B. I'm doing another edition of my Nerf thrifting series. I've also got some other kind of things going on with this video, but mostly it's a Nerf thrifting video. Literally because I had such a great day Nerf thrifting today that I figured I could make kind of a smaller one. A lot of my videos have been running a little longer than I think I would like to have them. And being that I go Nerf thrifting pretty much every day. I stop by a couple thrift stores on my way to work. I feel like would it be better to have 5-minute videos and have more uploads, or would it be better to have 20-minute long videos? I don't know. I'll probably still do a little bit of both. Because I definitely don't have the time to do videos every day, but while I have the time to do them, I'm going to. So without any further ado or any more explanations, let's just go ahead and get into some of my Nerf thrifting finds. First off, we'll call it the Duddy Proton. I found another one of these Vortex Protons, and just to kind of put into reference, I have some of the other ones I have found recently, so that you don't think I'm just recycling blasters. I have never bought a new Vortex Blaster, so the fact that I have these 3 Protons is strictly all from my thrifting. So I love this blaster, even though it's really terrible. I still think it's like one of the coolest looking Nerf blasters to come out in the last couple years. So the fact that it's basically useless as far as a practical sidearm for any kind of Nerf combat does not detract in my mind from the fact that it looks really sweet. So I don't know, maybe now that I have several of these, I'll do like a cool paint job on one or something. Who knows? Let's see. I got this Nerf Firefly. That was a functional Firefly. What's kind of cool about this is when you pull the trigger, it flashes. I got this bad boy for 49 cents at the thrift store. I think I got this one at Valley. And it has the previous owner's name on it in Sharpie, but for a 50-cent working blaster, it actually was not working when I got it. I had to put batteries in it, and that's all I had to do. But other than that, it's totally functional. Let's see, I got a dart here, so you can check it out. Nope. Kablam. So, kind of a sweet find. I don't know what kind of usefulness the flashing light will have. I don't Nerf in the dark a lot, but I don't know. Maybe I will now. Alright, moving on. I found a Nerf Wildfire. If you remember in my last thrifting video, I showed a Rapid Fire 20, AS20, and that is the successor to this. This is a very similar blaster to the Rapid Fire AS20. It's just maybe a little more streamlined. I know that this was like the super big awesome gun in Nerf Arena Blast, the video game. It had like 2 firing modes where it would shoot green darts, or it would shoot like 10 green darts all at once. So yeah, this was kind of a sweet find. It's not functional, but I'm pretty sure I know what's wrong with it, and so this should be a pretty easy fix to get it working again. These did not have great internals. The Nerf Wikia will say that there was a lot of complaints about quality control because the internals were made kind of shoddily. I don't know. I guess I will find out what's wrong with it once I get it open. I got another Centurion, and this one is in functioning order as well. Again, this is not a repeat. I have both my Centurions now, and Lord knows I would never pay the MSRP for these stupid, awful, terrible poopy duds of guns. But at buying them by the pound, just the fact that they are the longest Nerf gun ever made, and they look sweet, and other people I know like them, I picked it up. You know, I think this it's just such a goofy gun, but or excuse me, blaster. But anyway, yeah, that's another find, a Nerf Centurion. Found me a little Rebelle crossbow. I already have one of these, hilariously enough. I bought one for my wife around Christmas time. She had gotten one of the larger Rebelle bow and arrows. I can't think of the name of it right now, but she needed a secondary for our big Nerf war, so I got her one of these, and I am not super impressed with these. I see them kind of often at thrift stores, and they almost never seem to function, but this one did, so I purchased it. And it was like 29 cents. Oh, let's see. Here's a Busby blaster I got for 50 cents. An Ultra Tech Wizard. Totally a functional one too. That spring sounds awesome. So I don't know anything about these. Let's see, what's the date on it? It is a 2014, so this is a relatively new blaster. That's kind of cool. So once I get that spring out of it, we'll see what I can do with that. I said with my last video that I had not been finding any of these lately. I made a liar of myself. Another yellow Maverick. The I don't know, American Idol of Nerf blasters, I guess, in that anytime you turn on the channel in the evening, it seems like American Idol's on. In the same way, anytime you go Nerf thrifting, you tend to find a Maverick. I have these in tons of different color varieties. I think that this is number 11 or something, maybe number 12 Mavericks for me. But I paid 69 cents for it, and it was functional. I shot some darts at a kid in the aisle at Village Discount Outlet, or Valley Thrift, and yeah, his mom thought that I was real cool for doing that, but it works, and so it's another one. Worst case scenario, I could always take the spring out to double up on a hammer shot or a 5x5. Here is a Nerf Rebelle ball blaster that was a McDonald's toy, and I see these all the time, but I never see them with the actual Nerf Rebelle ball that it came with. So when I saw one with the ball, I don't know if you can see the logo there, but when I saw one with the actual ball, I had to pick it up, and it was like 9 cents or something. Under a dime. Another one of these bad boys. This is a dart tagger blaster. I can't even remember the name of them, but I have several of them. I like these for a variety of reasons. I like these, this dart well, this will hold 5 darts here. It has a female end on there, so let's see. I can show you on this Centurion. You could attach this as a foregrip to a larger blaster and have a sidearm. That's probably not the most practical way to do that, but it seems to be working fine here. So, especially when you've got a big poop master of a Nerf blaster in the Centurion, it's probably good to have a secondary that works really well. So, I every time I see one of these, I pick them up. Well, let's be serious. I pick up every Nerf blaster I find as long as it's functioning. But I do really like these. I've got, I think, 5 of them or something now. One of them I took apart to use this female guy as a light attachment. Not Nerf thrifting, but Nerf bargain bin. I got some Koosh Balls. These I've got tons of. Walmart, I see, and apparently Walmart all across the country has Koosh Balls in their clearance aisle. My particular one next to my work has tons of them, so I couldn't even say like I'm going to go in and buy them all because it would still be like a $50 endeavor. But every time I'm in there, I usually pick up a package or two. They had a couple of these Star Wars ones, which, like I've mentioned before, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, so I think a reactor full of Star Wars Koosh Balls will be sweet. Wow, I'm already at the 10-minute mark. Okay, and last but not least, certainly not least, in my Nerf thrifting find this week, the lock and load. Interesting thing about the lock and load, I was not really super familiar with how awesome this blaster was until I was watching a video on the Thunderdome documentary channel, and they were giving one of these away, and so I went and looked into it a little bit, and apparently these were really highly sought after a couple years ago for their modding potential. It does not have the front sight that was supposed to be on it, but it does have the dart holder, and while this fired the original Mega Darts, I just kind of on a goof decided to put a new Mega Dart down the end of it. Most of the old Mega Dart blasters don't work by stuffing one of these guys into it, but this one's got such a nice beefy spring, it totally does. I'm probably not going to do a whole lot of that. What I need to really do is get some old school Mega Darts, and I have not been able to find any via the internet or anywhere locally. I've went to a couple of vintage toy shops around here, and they just kind of look at me like I've got a third eye growing out of my head. So if you happen to know or happen to have any of the vintage Mega Darts, I have a ton of the blasters that use them and none of the darts. So do me a favor and put something in the comment section, and if you're willing to come off a couple, I'd happily buy them from you. But I need some. Otherwise, you know, my options, I guess, are like a CPVC barrel or a Crayola barrel, maybe. Maybe what I'll do is a Crayola barrel so I can just take it in and out and not have to modify the blaster like permanently. Because I really would like to keep this in as nice a condition as possible, because it really is in good condition. It's got the stickers on it still. The only thing it's missing is the sight, and it obviously if it fires the new Mega Dart, it's still got a lot of punch to it, so probably shouldn't dry fire it. So yeah, lock and load, a new fave of mine. And that is all. Oh, another thing I did want to show, this is a recent modification of mine. This is a Marshmallow Blaster that I found at the Goodwill outlet, and I put a CPVC, half-inch CPVC barrel into it, and I don't know if you can see this, but I put a CPVC coupler on the inside of here, and there's about 3 inches of epoxy putty, 2-part epoxy, and then pink hot glue that holds this all in place. So this barrel really does not want to go anywhere. And then immediately after doing that, I watched, I think it was Nam's video on making CPVC PVC breeches, and I immediately wished I would have done that. But, you know, all things considered, I can't really complain. This stupid Marshmallow Blaster, which I dubbed Learned Behavior 2, because I have made a couple other bows. Well, in my Learned Behavior series, there's now 4, but at the time, this was my second one, the first one being a big bad bow that I did the Thunderdome Rob mod to. But this guy really kicks booty. It's got a huge plunger tube. It's all, it's the draw of the string and the bow arms that actually make the blaster function. And there's a write-up on Nerf Haven. Somebody else did something similar to this. They actually were not total chodes about it and made it so that they could change barrels out on it. Mine has a fixed CPVC barrel. It doesn't vacuum load, so clearly that means that this is not the best seal, but it works really well, and it's a super fun blaster. I was firing it at the shop, and every bit of 100 feet, probably more. I went from the parking lot of my shop all the way down the building into the bushes behind the building. So easy 100 feet plus. Just a hilarious mod and a hilarious out of a Marshmallow Blaster that I paid next to nothing for. The last thing I wanted to mention was if you like my Nerf videos, especially my Nerf thrifting videos, I would like to encourage you to check out Fowla's Blow No Nerf channel. I'm going to put a link in the description, but Fowla does very similar Nerf thrifting videos to mine. He uploads one a week. They are of a much higher production value than mine. I think he even does a little bit of editing and like proper lighting, and is much more, I think, probably knowledgeable about Nerf than I am. And so I highly recommend, if you like my videos, my Nerf thrifting videos, to go check out his channel. He also has mod guides and some other stuff. So and we've gotten to be talking on the internet, and he's a super nice dude. And so I definitely want to encourage you to check out the Blow No Nerf channel. Check out his mods. He does some really cool stuff. And other than that, I think that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. Wow, this ended up being a 16+ minute video anyway. But hey, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, check out my Facebook page, do all that good stuff. This is Evan B saying peace and hair grease. Keep on nerfing, guys.